girls with their nails done now. Girls with their nails done. Girls with their nails done.
All right, welcome. welcome. September 17th, SPY just tapped the all-time high. That is the level right there, including the after hours. 565.39, including after hours. That is your SPY all-time high. So you just tapped it there in the pre-market. The day before FOMC. What a time to be alive, huh? Why all-time high and not me? Why all-time high and not me? Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Morning Margin. What's up, brother? Ponzi, Chef, Bruce, Jacob, Britt, Piff. Great job on Oracle yesterday, brother. That was insane, man. Piff took Oracle for, 1,500%. Crazy. Nice job, man. Susan, CJ, Golf, Larry, Anna, Roberto. It's your daddy, Roberto. Where's that from? Golf Nut. The closer. Siva. Noah, Mark. Morning, everyone. All right. J-Hoss. What's up, J-Hoss? I didn't see your name, man. Am I not here? Morning, guys. Welcome back. How we doing? First time tuning in. Welcome, Matthew. Captain John Price. Captain John Price. All you do, man, just go to your studies up here. All right? Just go to your studies up here. And you're just going to add the daily SMA. That's it. Nothing else to it. Just add the daily SMA. Add the 20, the 50, the 100, the 200. That's it. Okay? Easy. Welcome back, everyone. Microsoft, yes, sir. We got the Microsoft longs up big this morning. We got the Google longs. We got the little Nvidia swing going in. So we're going to be up real nice this morning. I'll tell you that. We're going to be up real nice as long as things stay where they are. Now, of course, we don't know that yet, right? We don't know that yet. Yeah, Meta, what a juicer. What a juicer, man. Meta. Oof. Man, Meta's just one that I never catch. It's like that one stock that I just never catch. Don't have the shares. At times, miss out on the plays, on the options. I don't know, man. Something about it. I don't know. But I catch the other ones. All right. Can you please show us how to mark levels? Oh, just pay attention, Franklin. We do it every single morning here at 8 a.m. All you got to do is just pay attention. All right, guys. Let's get started. Welcome back. Press that like button if you could. If you're here early, you should be pressing the like button. No excuses. Help me get to 90,000 subs. I appreciate it if you could help me get there. We're almost there. We got like 3,000 left. Hopefully I think that's my realistic end of year goal. If we can get to 90K, that would be awesome. And then hopefully 100K next year. And then we can get that plaque right there. Let's get the plaque right here. That's where I want it. Right there. All right. Let's do it. So, first things first, economic calendar. Let's pull that thing up. Why is this resetting now? Now I have to, every day I got to go back into this and change it to US. I don't know why it's doing that, but okay. All right. So, today, retail sales, 8:30. That's really the only thing that's going to, I think, change, what you're seeing right now on the market, right? This move to the upside. Retail sales, maybe a little bit of drama because of that today. So let's be aware of that. 8:30. Let's watch out for that retail sales, all right? So that's that. We'll get a look at that live in the live stream, about 25 minutes. 9:15, capacity utilization rate, industrial production. Don't really think that that's going to do much there. Business inventories, not really sure that's going to do much either. So really that 8:30 retail sales, let's be aware of it. And then tomorrow, guys, is the big kahuna. It's the big day, the big event. I think probably, I think the expectations are there is for sure a rate cut incoming. The 0.25, 0.5. I don't think we have a Fed that's going to do a surprise 0.5, but who knows? Looks like the 25 basis point cut is the most likely scenario. So that is tomorrow. We'll see how the market reacts to that. That is tomorrow at 2 o'clock and 2:30. Jerome Powell talking to the group. Thursday, unemployment claims, 8:30. And that's pretty much the end of the week. So that's that. Let's continue. Let's jump right into the levels. Let's jump right into what happened yesterday. And yeah. So yesterday, the levels were clear on the QQQ and the ES sort of, but what we talked about yesterday, and I want to reiterate what we talked about yesterday because it was very important. Is the expectation 0.5? Am I wrong by saying that? Let me make sure I'm not saying incorrect things. What's the /ZU? I don't want to go through all this right now. I probably should. It says our baseline forecast is 3 consecutive 25 basis point cuts. The /Z, what is it? I haven't done this in a long time because there hasn't been much focus on the rate cuts recently. Who can tell me the Fed funds futures? I don't know if I want to waste our time with this right now. We'll do this in the Discord. Fed funds futures is the /ZQ. That's correct. /ZQ for, let's do it for December. Oh, let's do it. Do they have a, okay, /ZQ December. It's 0.95. It's 95.62. What's the current Fed funds rate? Fed funds rate. Fed funds rate right now is 5. Okay, hold on. 100 minus. Okay, so by December, the Fed funds rate is pricing in a 1% drop by December. So however we get there is, so this is how you do this, guys. This is the current Fed funds rate. It's 5.33. That's the Fed funds rate as of today. And if you do the Fed funds futures, if you do 100 minus the current Fed funds futures, the /ZQ, you get 4.375. So that's 1% lower than the current Fed funds futures. So basically the expectation is to be 1% lower by December, right? That's sort of how you'd price that. Now, how we get to that is, the question mark. I would assume they start with 0.25, but hey, I don't know, right? I'm not an economist, okay? I just play the levels, and I've done very well doing that. So let's just continue down that road. But you can sort of price that in that regard, right? The /ZQ, the Fed funds futures, pricing in about $1 or a percent drop on the Fed funds rate into December, okay? That's basically, I'll give you that information today, all right? So let's continue. Whatever it is, we will be here. We will trade the levels. We will make money, and that's the key. So, Nasdaq futures. What we talked about yesterday, if you remember, right? If you remember, we talked about how I am not interested in the short below 19,630 into the 20, into the 100, and into that 19.4. If you were here yesterday, you should remember that, okay? And that is exactly how I played my day yesterday, right? We had some downside come in yesterday, but we were right at the 20 SMA. We were right above the 100 SMA, right? We never broke below these daily SMAs. So I never got interested in looking for short side yesterday. There was never a situation in my mind that I was going to start shorting this market after this bullish trend into the 100 SMA that held here perfectly into the 20 SMA, right? It just wasn't something I was interested in. And that is exactly sort of what you saw yesterday, right? We got a little bit of drop under our 19,630, but we saw that very strong sort of wicking action at the 20 and a very strong maintain above that 100 SMA on the Nasdaq futures. Those holds resulting in a later day push, which reclaimed the 19,630 level. And so right here, take a look at what happened later day yesterday. You can see later day yesterday, if I go to the 5-minute chart, you're going to see how the Nasdaq futures towards late day yesterday was able to reclaim back above that 19,630 right here. The exact level that caused us to stay below, right, pretty much all day, right? So we stayed below that 19,630 all day, but the sellers were not able to get this thing below the 20 and below the 100 SMA, which still gives you the reason to look for that upside move, right? You can see very clear, holding that 20, never broke the 100. What is the reason to short the market into a 100 SMA? There has never been a reason to do that. And you can clearly see that is what kept this market higher. If we were to flip under this 100 SMA yesterday, then you probably would have saw more weakness step in, right? And you probably would have got your move down to 19.4. So that is going to continue to be the thing we need to watch, right? We need to continue to watch without a bias here if the market continues to hold above these major daily SMAs. Look at how they're stacked up here, guys. This is very important, okay? They are stacking up here very heavily. And any move into these SMAs is going to be met by some kind of a buying, right? The 50, the 20, the 100. These are all areas I would not be looking to sweat a short into. It just doesn't really align in terms of technicals, in terms of the history of what these levels do. So be careful, right? Be careful trying to sweat the shorts into these major levels. I really wouldn't sweat the shorts until we break 19.4. That's what we talked about yesterday. Under 19.4, there's such an easy reason to look for shorts, right? You failed this high. You failed under the 50. You failed under the 100. You broke down to 19.4. You're under 19.4, right? All these buyers are trapped now, and you can very easily find this short right here. And this could absolutely be an awesome short opportunity under 19.4, right? And so why not just wait for it, right? Just wait for it. Let the market reject these highs. Let the market fail these SMAs. Let the market break under 19.4 and just absolutely annihilate this straight up move that could go straight down. So if I'm going to look short on this market, guys, that is the one and only spot right now. I'm going to tell you straight up, I'm not going to look even at the right side of my options chain, on the put side of my options chain, until there is a reason to do so. And that reason for me, that trigger for me to look short on this market is a fail under these SMAs. It's a fail back under 19,630, and it is a fail back under 19.4. If we see that, there is an absolute juice of a downside move to look for, and that is the short that I will make my money on, if we get that. As of right now, we are not. So we can see right here, we had that reclaim above that 50 SMA, right? And we can see right now we're just sitting at that previous day high at 19,800. The 19,800 level is the level to be careful of today. This is a level that you have to be careful of to the upside. If we reject 19.8, there could be some more sort of weakness that steps in here. Be careful of 19.8. That is your upside supply to not be chasing longs into today. So 19.8, very clear. We can see that yesterday rejection, and we can see it getting a little bit heavy here in the pre-market. If we get over 19.8, we will likely trade up into these highs right here, which is that 19,925, 19,950. Okay? So if we get a hold over 19.8 today, I would expect us to trade up into this 19,925, this 19,950 supply, which is a very clear level when you zoom out here. You can see it right here, right? Look at this 4-hour chart. See this high right here? You can see these lows. You can see these highs right there, right on the 4-hour chart. You can see right here these very clear highs, this high right here, right? And so that would be the ultimate test up here at that 19,925, 19,950, okay? So I think we will see that if we get above this 19,800 today. So let me go into the 30-minute chart here and show you a little bit more detail. If we get over this 19,800 today, which is right here, I would assume this Nasdaq navigates up towards that 19,925. That could be where the market wants to get to into that FOMC, right? Because this is really the decision-making level. That is the previous level that rejected, that caused the downside on the market. So 19,800, 19,925, two very clear supplies above. Very, very important to pay attention to, right? You do not just chase longs at 19,800 today. If you chased longs at 19,800 yesterday, you sat through a lot of drawdown, right? Or I'm sorry, on Friday, if let's say you swung, you said, hey, I'm going to long this thing at 19.8, well, you lost. So be careful at 19.8, right? I'm not really a fan of opening new longs there. My longs were opened yesterday down at this demand, right? The 19,630. The 20 SMA, the reclaim of the 630 level is when I started to re-enter some longs for a move back to the upside. That is where I was entering my long exposure at the demand. Today, I'm a little bit interested in just sort of taking some profits in here, right? Being careful of that 19.8, reducing some exposure before FOMC, not wanting to really mess around too much with that 19.8. If we do get above it, then I would say you can see more upside, okay? You could look for the fades here today. If you are a scalper, then you can look for that sort of 19.8 fade. I think that's very possible for that, downside move towards this demand. I just am not interested in that type of trade. I'm a little bit more interested in staying in the trend of this market. You could look for that fade today. It's very possible in the short term. If you want to scalp it, I would probably just look to see where that pullback comes down to, and if there's another hold down here at this key demand level. But maybe if it looks really good today, I'll take part in maybe a little scalper, maybe to offset some long exposure, right? Maybe I'll say, hey, I'm going to try a little short here today, make sure I stay sort of neutral here on the portfolio. If this does reject 19.8, then I'll take advantage of it on the short-term put, and I'll keep some of that long exposure in the portfolio and sort of do a hedge on that trade. But we'll take a look, right? We'll see what it looks like today at 19.8. That's going to be the key spot. QQQ, what an awesome 50 and 20 SMA hold yesterday. That was beautiful. So right here, you guys can see on the QQQ, You did reject under that 474 yesterday. You got under that 472.50, and you came down into this 20 and 50 SMA at 470, and look at how that thing held there. Look at the 5-minute chart yesterday. Look at how that SMA, that 20 and that 50 just said, no, sir. All right, no, sir. We are not going lower. That thing just held all afternoon, every attempt lower, being bought up at the 20 and 50 SMA, being bought up at 470. That was very, very, very key yesterday. That is something we're going to have to watch moving forward, right? If we're above that 470, we're above that 20 and 50 SMA, then there's probably some buyers waiting to buy the dip. So that is something definitely to be watching. Right here, 470, that's got to be a level on your charts. You got to pay attention to where that 20 and 50 SMA is. Next level above, that 472.50, we saw the retest rejection yesterday of the previous day lows. This was actually a nice little short opportunity yesterday. You can see right here, Friday's lows, 472.50. Look at that rejection that came in intraday, right? Nice little break and retest intraday yesterday on the short side. Pretty clean, right there at 472.50. So now you are above that level, and you can see, look at what the market did yesterday, right? Very clean intraday action yesterday. You had this intraday rejection at the Friday lows, right, which turned back into an awesome end-of-day support. That is beautiful, right? See how we rejected that level, held that key demand, retraced higher, got back above it, and held above it into close. That is very, very nice, and definitely confirming of some more strength here. We got to see if we can hold that 472.50 moving forward, right? So that's the next level that I'd be watching. Above that, 474, you can see right here, very clear 474. Rejections, rejections, rejections yesterday, rejections here, and now we are above it. So today, if we do pull back, I would watch the 474, right? I would watch the 472.50, right? And I would look to see what happens at 470. Those are the three levels I'd watch. If you break under 472.50 again today, you probably have a little bit of a short towards 470, right? If you do break under 474, you could look for the scalp short into 472.50. That's up to you, right? If you want to take those little scalps there. Upside supply that we're hitting right now, 476.38. I will show you where that's coming from. That's on the 4-hour chart. That is a major spot here on the Qs, and I'm just going to show you here on the 4-hour chart. The exact level that we're rejecting right now is this. I did not short the NQ today. I don't know where that came from. You can see right here, right? 476.38, right? Look at that rejection. See that? That is, right, the exact supply level that we are getting stuck at. That's these previous major highs, 476.38 to 478, and this major high right here, right? That zone looks heavy, and that is the exact zone that we are getting stuck below, at least right now in the pre-market. So I will be cautious anywhere, right, in this 476 to 478 zone. This is a very heavy zone above. An area that I would be cautious on the short side. This equals that Nasdaq 19,800 that I would be really cautious of today, right? 19,800 on the Nasdaq futures, and that 476.30 area, this 476.50. You might even just push it up to 50. I think that's probably the right answer. But yeah, I mean, it really tapped the 38 and instantly rejected there. So definitely a heavy zone above here on the Qs. I would be careful now that we have hit that supply. Does today get through that, right? If we look at this hourly chart, let's take a quick peek at this hourly and get some more time, because the hourly shows it in a little bit better detail, right? Take a look at this on the hourly. So, whoops. Right here on the hourly chart, you can see, look over to the left here, see this zone right here? See all these rejections, right? Fail, 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 right? See all that? That is right where we are. So that is a very heavy spot to be cautious of today. Okay. S&P 500 futures, 56.70 definitely showed up yesterday. Let me go out to the hourly chart and show you how important the spot that you are trading at is right now. 57.25, 57.27. Look at this. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Dead, 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 right? All this supply here, all these rejection spots, this is exactly where you're trading at this morning. So this is going to be an interesting spot. Definitely going to be tough to break through. I would say definitely a reason to be, sort of taking some profits on longs. Anything that you have long into FOMC, I think it's a great spot to be neutral, right? It might squeeze through it. You might be wanting to hold for the squeeze through it, right? You might say, oh, FOMC is going to squeeze us through this and absolutely rocket the market, which is absolutely a possibility. But you can't just game plan for one side, guys, right? You got to game plan for both sides. You got to game plan for, hey, maybe FOMC pushes us in, maybe we push into this supply prior to FOMC, and this is the exact level that shoots us straight down again. So you got to be game planning to both sides. That's how you protect your portfolios. I am definitely, without a doubt, reducing my risk to the long side today to an amount that I am comfortable in losing 100%. I will absolutely be holding longs through FOMC. There's no doubt about that. But I will be reducing my exposure to an amount that I do not care to lose. I hope you can understand what that means, because some people don't. I will be okay to hold whatever I hold through FOMC has to be a size that my portfolio does not get materially, or whatever word you want to use there, does not get affected to a large amount, right? You can't hold your whole portfolio through this level. You got to make sure your long exposure is coming to a close, or you can put on some short exposure, up to you. Either way, make sure you are protected as you approach this major spot on the market. 57.25, 57.27. This is the major channel that we failed back in August, right? The major channel high that created the downside move that we came right back into. If I had to be honest, I would assume that this time around you do have the strength to break through it, but that is not how you trade, right? That's just simply not how you trade. You don't just trade here and say, okay, this time we're going to break it. It might, and there's a catalyst for it to happen, but you got to make sure you're protected at the end of the day. So 57.25, be careful of these highs. This is that exact supply that caused this market to drop. And if you get above it, you're probably looking at all-time highs, guys, here on the ES futures. If you get above 57.25, you're probably looking at that 78 up here, 57.78, okay? All right, to the downside today, a few levels to be watching. Number one, I'll be watching this 5,700. You can see that these are the previous highs from yesterday and Friday. If we get a pullback to 5,700, is there a hold that steps up? That is definitely something I'll be watching. And then the next level very clearly down here at 56.70. 56.70 held yesterday, held here. That was that Friday low. We can see how that Friday low just kept that ES higher all day, right? Friday lows, Friday open, holding Friday's open. Very clear at 56.70. So 56.70, 5,700, two short-term levels that I'll be watching today. If we get below both of those, then we're trading back to the big channel low, 56.50, 56.43. Okay. And I also want to point out that the 20 SMA is down here. That's, very interesting. If we do get this pullback, this could be a really interesting long entry as well. SPY. All-time highs, 565.40. You can see it's that big fat red line on my screen. That's the big level. That's the all-time high. And I want to point out something. Now, retail sales in 3 minutes is going to be interesting. But right now, guys, 564 on the SPY. The fact that we saw this bounce off 564 on the SPY is pretty crazy in my opinion. 564 on the SPY is the previous supply channel highs that caused the downside. That is 564 on the SPY. And that is the exact level here that held in the pre-market. So that is pretty incredible. If you hold above 564, I do not think this SPY is going lower. If you hold above 564, I do not see this SPY going lower. That is going to be the big spot to watch today. Do you hold above the 564 to 563 zone? That is the big spot to watch, right? Do you hold above the previous channel highs and the previous double top highs here from Friday and yesterday? If you hold in this zone, right? Anywhere in this zone, if you hold above this zone, I think the strength continues. If you fail back under 563, right, then I think you see the downside come back in, okay? If you fail back under Friday's highs, fail back under yesterday's highs, then that's where I would expect the market to sort of flip back over in the short term. But if you are above 564 and you are above the previous double top highs, then I think this market stays higher, and I think you do see the SPY break to new highs. That is going to be something we'll have to see in about 1 minute on retail sales to see if it stays valid. Under this area, under 563, then I think you probably could look for maybe a little bit of a fade back towards that previous day low around that 559, right? 559, 560 zone. That's probably where you could see that move. There's no target to the upside. CDP, that's all-time highs, man. I have no idea. That's uncharted territory. That's price discovery mode. You can't really make a judgment call for where the SPY can go to if there's no levels above, right? That's free air. So let's see what the retail sales does here in about 20 seconds. If you guys could, you got 2,400 people here, and we don't even have 1,000 likes. Less than 50% of you have pressed the like button. If you could, take 1 second out of your day and just press the little thumb. Press the like button, and help me out here. You come here every day, and I'd appreciate if you could help me out by pressing the like button. Retail sales is out. Little bit of drama here at all-time highs. You're sitting right at it. You're sort of rejecting it. I would not be surprised to see a rejection here. I mean, it would sort of make sense to see a rejection of all-time highs at some point. It'd be surprising just to see it butter right through it. Retail sales, 0.1 versus 0.2. Okay, so pretty much in line. Oh, 0.1 versus a forecast of negative 0.2. Okay, so that is a better than expected retail. No, it's. Oh, hold on here. Retail sales. Okay, core is down. So retail sales month over month, 0.1 versus negative 0.2. It's down versus prior though. Core retail sales 0.1 versus 0.2, so that's down. And then U.S. retail control. I'm not sure what U.S. retail control is. 0.3 versus 0.3, in line with expectations. So really everything's sort of in line. Everything in line. 6W, you just got to go to WAP.com. You sign up. You go to your hub on WAP.com. Go to the top right of the screen. You're going to see your little profile. You press on your profile, and you connect. It says connect Discord account. You press on your membership, and you're able to connect your Discord. Very easy. If you need help, reach out to the WAP help. But very easy. Top right of the screen. Press your dashboard. Press your hub. Connect your Discord. All right. So a little bit of drama there at 565.40, right at the all-time highs. That's pretty common. I mean, that's just an all-time high, man. You're just not going to be able to butter right through that. ES right at that 57.25. Nasdaq right at that 19.8. And QQQ, yeah, right at that 476.38. So, yep, key levels just sort of rejecting there. All-time high rejecting. I would watch to see. I would watch to see if you pull back to that 564, 563 zone today. This would be the zone I'd be watching very closely. Watch the previous day highs and the Friday highs. Watch to see if we get a break and retest and another long opportunity. Watch the previous day highs. This is, guys, 563 in the SPY is your very clear decider in the short term, right? Basically for today. This is your decider for today right here. If you hold above this level, then there is no reason to look short. If you break under 573, then there is every reason to look short, right? Under the previous day highs and under the Friday highs. 563, without a doubt, key level of the day. Very clear. Okay. IWM, what a absolutely perfect hold of 216. We talked about this 216 hold. This is a thing of beauty. If you look at this IWM right here, right here, right here, right? That is insane. What a beautiful hold at 216. If you hold above 216, then you're holding up on the IWM, right? Right here, 216, very clear. Next target to the upside would be 221. What a beautiful 216. What a beautiful 216. All right, let's check out Mr. Jones, Dow Jones, Daniel Jones, Chris Jones. Where's Chris? 42,100. Looks like you're starting to break it right now. Look at this. Look at this on the Dow. That's very interesting. Look at this previous high right here. Look at how you're holding above it right now. So, 42,100 on the Dow Jones. Oh, man. That is a clean, clean high. That is a clean, clean high. Is that all-time highs? That sure is. That is a very clean high in the Dow Jones at 42,100. I would look to see if you maintain above it today. If you do, more upside. If you fail back under it, a little bit more drama. 42,100. Yeah, let's go to the SMH. SMH needs to get over 237 today. I really like the demand here at 231, though. Right here, guys, you can see that 231 SMH demand. As long as that SMH is above that 231, I still like the semiconductors to stay strong. But you got to get over the 237, man. The 237 is what rejected yesterday. We can see it right here. We need to get over that 237. If you can get over the 237, I think you're going to see more semiconductor strength today. The only problem I have for you, and just sort of a area to be cautious here, guys, above the 237, I think you definitely need to be cautious of the 245, and I think you need to be cautious of the 50 and 100 SMA. Okay, you got the 150 and 100 SMA above, but I would say a move and a hold over 237 definitely would spark some kind of strength on the semis today. Watch that level very clearly. Okay. Let's go to Nvidia. Nvidia, I'm holding some longs overnight. This was a scalp off 116 that turned into a swing trade. So we scalped the longs on a reclaim of 116, took profits, held about 25% on runners, held through this sort of drawdown period, and now look at the push that we're getting here. Why did I hold it? Because it held above a key level, right? That is what I do. You guys know that if you watch my videos. I hold until I get stopped out. I take profits on runners, right, to protect myself, right? If I get a big move to the upside, I'll scalp it off to protect myself of the drawdown. If I do get the drawdown period, it's with less size, so I don't need to worry about it. And as long as it holds above a key level, right, I'm going to continue to hold the runners. And that's exactly what we did yesterday. And you can see that 116 is creating that upside today on Nvidia. As long as Nvidia is over 116, it's going to build back higher, right? 116 is the key spot on Nvidia. You got to hold over 116. We've been talking about this. This is such a clear level on Nvidia. And look at the holds at 116 again today. So if we can maintain over 116, I love Nvidia to stay higher. I would assume your next target's the 121.50 area, but you got to get through this 20 and 50. It's very nice. But yeah, 116 looking very good on Nvidia. That looks great for a long. Google, still holding the Google comeback trade. This is a swing trade that we've been sitting in the group. This is since this is since the 13th. This is back from last week. You guys can see right here. Opened Google September 20th. This was a mistake. September 20th. 155 calls, and we are now about $5 in the money on those. I still hold those today. The target today is 161. I will probably look to take some profits on this today. 161 is a very clear supply high and also the daily 20 SMA. So please be careful there. 161 could cause some rejections. If you get over 161, you have free air right here, guys. Over 161, I think you go straight to 165 on a strong market. So watch the 161 today on Google. If you reclaim above that 20 and you start to see Google holding above the 20 SMA and 161, I think you can probably see that move up into this 165. That would be my next target. That's if we see a strong market. Let's watch that 161 today. Google, I still believe, has some comeback sort of comeback story behind it. It's been one of the weakest tech names. It's obviously been sort of smacked down because of the antitrust or whatever the lawsuit that's going on with Google. That stuff happens all the time, and I am very interested in that being an opportunity. So I like the comeback trade idea. There's really no concerns for me right now. I'll look to take profits at 161, and I'll continue to look to ride this thing if I can. All right. Let's go to AMD real quick. AMD, the key level to watch today is the 155 and the 100 SMA. You guys can see right here. What a beautiful, beautiful hold here at 150, right? Look at this, 150, 150. We talked about this yesterday. We said look for the pullback longs on AMD into the 150 zone. That is exactly what it did, man. It held this zone all day. It held it all day, right? Again, all day. That just general floor here on AMD looking fantastic. Longs off this level are paying. Longs at this supply are not going to pay, right? So you have to be long at the demand. That's exactly what happened yesterday. Opportunities all day to take that shot. You can see what's going on because of it. Today, 155. That's the key spot. Can we get above 155? What a beautiful trend break on AMD, man. Wish I was more involved in this one. Look at how beautiful that is, huh? Just a beautiful reversal on AMD recently. And the key level today is 155. 155 and that 100 SMA. If you break above that, I think you're trading to this 160 and that 200 SMA. Look how clean these targets are, right? Such clean targets. 20 SMA, 100 SMA, 200 SMA. Clear supply from the past. 155, 160. If you can get above 155, I'd say you get 160. Yeah, we missed Tesla. I really like how Tesla is sort of maintaining this zone. However, Tesla's Tesla recently, man. Tesla's been one of the most volatile and just nasty intraday trades. That's the problem with Tesla. So because of that, what I did yesterday was I took a deep in the money contract and I took it with time. And I'm just going to sit on this thing. Sit on it. Got a sick mind over here. So 223.50, 225. I'll be sitting on the 220s as long as we're above that 50 SMA. As long as we're above this 223.50 level, I will be holding Tesla longs. That is basically my game plan here. If we break back under this level, right, and we do fail back under these lows from the short term, then I will exit and I will take my loss. But I can very clearly see these previous highs right here turning into very clear lows, right? Very clear lows. Very nice. So I'll continue to stay long above that level. And basically my target here is 236. Okay. However, guys, I would tell you, and I will tell you firsthand, if you try to play Tesla short-term expiration, you are probably going to get taken out of this trade. It's just been way too volatile. It's gone up, it goes straight back down, it goes up, straight back down, goes up, straight back down, straight back up, straight back down, straight back up, straight back down, right? And if you try to trade this with some far out of the money contracts, with zero DTE or some short-term expiration, you're probably going to get taken out of this trade. So this is not a trade, in my opinion, to take short-term. If you like the larger picture, which I do, right? I like the larger picture. I like that 4-hour trend break, right? I like Tesla's sort of relative outperformance as of late. I like how it's starting to try to build, right? So I'm looking at this in a much bigger story. I'm not really looking at this in the short term. I have a short-term level I want to see hold, right, to maintain the position, but I will not react to any, intraday volatility. That is not something that's going to cause me to react on this position. That is very important to pay attention to. Let's go to Meta, because Meta's been an absolute beast, man. Look at this double bottom yesterday, really a triple bottom, and oh man, I'm sort of upset I missed this. This was so clean yesterday on Meta. That's that Friday low, that's that Thursday low. Look at that yesterday low. Look at how that thing just built up at that low, eventually getting that upside push, reclaiming 523, which was so clean yesterday intraday, right? Reclaiming above that 523. And after it did that, it was just off. It was off to the races. And if you go to the 4-hour chart, this is just a beautiful looking chart. Look at this 4-hour chart. You got that downtrend that was sort of creating itself. You got the break of the downtrend. You got the key demand stepping up, the stair stepping going on. What a sick trade that was. Congrats if you caught this. 540 is going to be your big spot. Watch out for 540. That's big time. Be careful right here. 540, that's your big supply. If Meta can get above 540, then I think you get even more, right? Meta over 540 probably sets it off for more. Maybe you'd be a little bit cautious at the 545, right? Maybe a little bit of caution at the 545 as it was the previous all-time high. So maybe you do have a little bit of a level there just to be extra cautious at 545. But I'm going to assume that a strong move over 540 probably is going to at least get you up to 545, and then you'll have to see what it does there. But 540, this trade to me is gone. Congratulations if you caught this thing. Trader J, appreciate the support, man. Thanks for joining the stream. Let's go to Oracle for PIF. What an awesome trade on Oracle yesterday. We had this previous clear high on Oracle, and look at that hold there. Just sick. Sick. Absolutely beautiful squeeze yesterday. This thing was on a rail yesterday, just straight up through that 169, break and retest on the intraday. Look at that, break and retest on the intraday at 169. More squeeze. Such a sick trade. Today, I would be careful on Oracle at the 174, okay? This is definitely a heavy supply. You can see there, smackdown. So definitely want to be careful at 174 today. If you get a pullback to 169, possible longs to look for. If you get, if you break under that 169, I'd probably wait. But 169 would be the key level you want to see hold here in the short term. Ask Turkey, member for 14 months. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, it's been a year. That's crazy. Appreciate the support for the last 14 months, my friend. Let's go to, before we get into some of these ancillaries, what did I miss? We'll go to CrowdStrike in a second. I missed Apple. Let me go to Apple. Apple needs to hold 215 today. That's got to hold, so I'd watch that 215. That's a must hold there. Let's go to Amazon. I would absolutely continue to look for Amazon pullbacks to this 100 SMA. You guys can see right here. Look at this previous high. I would look to see if there's longs here, right? Back at that 182. I would watch that. We went over did we go over Microsoft? We didn't go over Microsoft. Microsoft, we talked about this. We talked verbatim about this trade on Microsoft in the live stream yesterday. So we said, hey, 432. If we get above that 432, we have nothing but a straight down move, and that is exactly what Microsoft's doing. You're getting a straight up move over 432. The build on Microsoft leading up into this move has been quite beautiful. You can see right here. Look at how this thing has been building. Look at these stair-stepping moves on Microsoft. Look at those stair steps right there, right? Break, stair, stepping higher. Here's your new stair, right? Staring, up, new stair, right? And this is that big squeeze through it. So just a beautiful stair-stepping sort of building blocks to the upside. That's the type of upside you love, right? This right here, guys, is strong upside, okay? There is a difference between this and this, right? There's a difference when the market does this, right? This is one thing right here. Let's imagine this is a stock chart, okay? When a stock does something like this, right? Maybe it only goes, let's say, from here to here over a week's period. This is strong markets. This, which I know you guys love, but is not that great. This right here is not very strong, okay? I like this a whole hell of a lot more than I like this, right? Because I know in this type of formation, I can trust this level, I can trust this level, I can trust this level, all right? I can trust these pullbacks. In this formation, right, if we break under that low, we are going to go straight back down where this went straight up, right? And that's what I don't like about this type of move. So really nice there on Microsoft. Love the way that was building. Gave me a lot of confidence to try to trade that higher. And right here, guys, you can see the key supply 446. It's good over 30. It's good over 30. Congratulations, Palantir boys. I mean, this is the boys that I'm a part of. I'm part of the Palantir boys. So congratulations, Palantir boys. Man, I mean, I'm happy to see this happening because this is one of the few times that I've seen like 95% of the internet be involved and it paying off, right? This is awesome to see. I mean, just the right stock, a good company, seemingly, and what an awesome move it has been for the Palantir boys. it's not often that you see 95% of retail traders be involved in a stock and it actually work out. This is cool to see. So Palantir, awesome. Congratulations. What a grind. All you shareholders out there, really paying off. I know there's a lot of you out there, and I know I'm in it, but I'm in it at 28. So I know there's a lot of people that are in this in the single digits. And if you are in the single digits, man, this is an awesome day. Awesome payoff lately for you, right? Palantir was $7 just a few months ago. I mean, it was $7 back in May of this year. So I'm in at 28. Actually, I think it's around 20, right in here. I bought it back in beginning of August, late July. So I've been able to catch, this sort of squeeze here. This is where I'm making money here. But I know a lot of you guys have been, involved back in the 10s, back in the 8s, and that's sick. So congrats on Palantir. What a move. And I do take back some of the bad things that I said about this name. This is the one time. I'm not taking it back about AAP. Don't get excited now, AAP boys. That I'm not taking back. Maybe I will one day. But all right. Google, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, SMH, CrowdStrike. We'll go over real quick. CrowdStrike, I think, probably sees that move towards that 290, man. Right? I think CrowdStrike's on a nice comeback here. I would say this 280, 290 area is going to get heavy, though, so be careful up there. All right. I think that's about it. It's 8:50. I got to get back to the group. So, guys, very key levels today. 19.8. Very clear. 19.8. Be careful there. QQQ, 476.38. SPY, very clear. 565.40. We already went over AMD. ES futures, very clear. Look at how clear this is. 57.25. Look at the rejections. That's clear. Be aware there. Be careful there. What's MU up to? MU is another one of those guys, we've talked about this one, right? And it's up to you to decide if you want to go for it, right? This is about as clear as it gets. This is a very clear low on MU, right? Breaking out of that downtrend, starting to form that low. The problem with MU is it's just one of the weaker semiconductor names. But if we do get a larger move on this market and the semis stay strong, I would assume that the risk reward here on MU is going to pay off at some point. So you could watch it. I'm not in it personally because I don't like the underperformance, right? I'd rather trade Nvidia, AMD, Broadcom, right? Some of the strong semis. That's just how I look at it. But I would say there might be an opportunity there at 85. You keep an eye on it. Intel, guys, it just got news, okay? Don't start going out chasing Intel because a little Amazon partnership. You can, right? If you're going to chase it, I say you buy shares, okay? If you like Intel, buy the shares. If you're going to trade Intel, just buy the shares. Say you're in Intel in the 20s, and hopefully one day you see Intel back in the 40s, back in the 50s. I'm not a fan of now looking to trade options on this stock after this move, right? Implied volatility is going to be up. I don't know how this trades on the intraday, so I would not be too involved in that just because it went up overnight. If you like it, if you think Intel's a comeback name, you buy the shares, all right? It's cheap enough to buy some shares and let it sit, okay? All right, guys, that's all I got. Press that like button. If you could, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Help me get to 100K. Ayúdame. Probably video tonight, guys, about the SPX trade and probably about a few trades this morning as well, which are going to put me up quite a bit. So video tonight. Keep an eye out for it. Thank you for all the support. Press that like button, subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.